Hello, beautiful people. I hope you're doing well. Welcome to another episode of the Funky Marketing Podcast, or specifically today, we're going to do sort of a webinar and talk about competitive analysis. I'm going to share my screen and we're going to use Similarweb for that. But before we dive into that, if you are listening, watching this live on LinkedIn and YouTube, write me a short comment. Where are you coming from? What do you do? I know it's pre-Christmas. Tomorrow is Christmas. Luckily or unfortunately, however do we call it, here in Serbia, we celebrate our Christmas on 7th of January. But still in Novi Sad, there are a lot of people with different backgrounds. So we celebrate also Catholic Christmas, and we celebrate also the Orthodox one. So starting tomorrow, even starting today, we are getting festive and the season is here, right? So before we dive into that, I was fighting with a huge headache this morning up until recently. Now I'm getting a little better after 2 coffees and caffeine. And I feel sleepy. I feel like after this one, I'm gonna go home and sleep for like 15 hours. So Wojtek, my brother, say hi to your wife. So so you don't need to be hiding from her to watch this. I can't wait to meet her one day. It's gonna be a pleasure. But let me put on my headphones and let's get into that. But before we dive into today's topic, I'm gonna tell you that I dive into the competitive analysis after I send a company a set of questions. Usually what I'm asking the company are some of the questions that I ask them before we even start working together, so I can get deeper and do the analysis of my own. Sometimes I do this competitive analysis on my own before I even start working with a company, just so I can figure out how things are going. But before I dive into that, what are some of the questions that I think are necessary to ask before I, as somebody who is doing the strategic marketing with companies, human performance, whatever it is, I need to know what's the situation, and I need to know, do they know how they position, what's their messaging, who are their competitors, what are they selling, why anybody should care. Those are the things that I want to figure out before I start diving more deeper into all of it. So some of the questions that I'm asking is, why does the company exist, right? What's the purpose? Who needs you and why? When I want to get deeper into who are those people that need them, why do they need them? Why do they need the product or the service? How are they different from any other company that does what they do? Do they know the differences? Who are your top competitors? Usually this is where I get the names of the companies that I then use Similarweb to kind of get into and investigate further. What is the company's top service or product, and how much do people pay for it? So all of these things are important, and I need to see how are they talking about it, how are they describing it, what is their 3-month growth goal, and what's the goal for the next year. For example, if we are talking about this, I want to know what's the goal for the first quarter and what's the goal for the next year. How are they setting up the goals? How are they looking at short term versus long term? What's the growth KPIs that they measure? Is it the revenue? Is it the number of clients? Is it MQLs? Is it something else? I want to go into that and learn all these things. Then I ask them, who is the ideal client? What are they like? Usually I like to dive into jobs to be done, right? Jobs to be done are usually enough, but I need the details like territory, size, industry, niches. Who are those people who are making decisions if the company is going to buy from them? What is the top problem or problems they are trying to solve by working with the company, right? So what's the main issue, the main problem that you are solving for them, for that target audience? If they don't buy from you, if they don't work with you, what are their other options? Or if they don't buy from you or the competitors, what do they do then? I want to know all these things. How many people are involved in decision-making process to buy from you? Who are those people? How long do your clients stay? How often do clients or customers make referral to other good clients or customers? How long does it take for a client or customer to decide to buy? Where do they go to look? Which channels are they using? Are they using the same channel to get educated? And on the other hand, to buy? How do current clients or customers describe your solution? What do they call it? What would they type in the Google right now to go and find it? Do you know that? What channels do your clients spend the most time on? Where are the biggest bottlenecks in the sales process right now? Do they know those things? What questions do prospect and clients ask over and over and over again? What are the criteria for defining a contact as an sales accepted lead or sales qualified lead when logging in as an opportunity, right? How do you define sales accepted lead and sales qualified lead? Sometimes companies don't even know the answer of how to define those things. They are not there yet. It happens. And those can be like really big companies. Do they have a strategic narrative or a sales pitch? I ask them to send it over so I can go over it again. If somebody goes to the website, click on the CTA in the head section to schedule a call, to schedule a demo, whatever it is, what's happening next? Do they get the email? Who gets the email? Whose responsibility is that? Marketing, sales, or somebody else's? Or is the founder still involved? I need to learn all these things. Also, I ask about case studies, if they have it, if they can send it over. I ask what is their annual contract value and annual recurring revenue, so ACV or ARR, just so I know where do I sit it, right? What's your revenue and how much the company is willing to invest in marketing and sales. I'm asking all these questions so I can get an overview of where do we stand and how do we proceed. So this is all that I'm thinking, and based on the answers, I'm then going and using tools like Similarweb to go and investigate all these things. So before I go and share my screen and before we start talking about it, I need to be transparent and tell you that recently I became a brand ambassador for the Similarweb. That's why I'm doing this webinar in partnership with them. But before it happened, I was actually a customer. First, I was using the trials through using a few emails to try to kind of get to use the tool, because firstly $200 was too expensive, but then the tool is worth it. So I started paying for it, and I recommend you to use it because it's very useful tool to go ahead and actually do a lot of stuff. Not only once, but to track all those things, create reports, and make sure that you can follow all of it. So what happened? Somebody from Similarweb saw my shorts, my videos on YouTube, on TikTok. They reached out to me, and now probably I'll be in their campaigns through the video, and I'm going to share more about them in the next period. But never mind. This is what you can do. You can use another tool. I recommend you using Similarweb, but let's go and do it. But before we go and use Similarweb, what we're going to do today, we're going to analyze 3 companies. They do HR SaaS. They are inside that industry, and basically they all have different features, different options that help the company HR and the management actually communicate and manage their employees. So this is the industry that we're going to go in today. And let me just have a sip of coffee and we're going to get into all of this. I'm going to start sharing my screen and we're going to go into that. But before I do that, if you want to go and check out the Similarweb, you can use this QR code. Go ahead, check it out. You can see my nice face over there. Ooh. Coffee is something that's came out of heaven. You know that, right? Ooh. Okay. Time to get into it. You have a link if you are watching this streaming on YouTube or on LinkedIn, or if you are watching it on some of the podcast platform afterwards, you will find the link in the description section. But getting into all of this, I will just remove this link for now. I'm gonna share it later again, so worry not. You can still find it in the comment section, but let me share the screen and tell you what I'm doing. So we're gonna analyze 3 companies: BambooHR, HiBob, or Personio. So those are kind of the companies that you think of when you think about HR SaaS. All of them playing in a different fields, playing in a different demographics. So we're going to analyze all of them. But before I get into the Similarweb, there are a couple of things that I want to know about each of these companies. And it is, I want to know what can I find out from Google and what can I find out from their website. So positioning, messaging, and I can see a lot of other stuff. So I'm going to start with BambooHR. Okay. You can see my screen. I know that you can. When you type in BambooHR, I'm going to Google and I'm typing by BambooHR. So I want to find out, firstly, is anybody bidding on their name, right? So are they that important? When you go and see, we can see the first thing that we can see, sponsor, people, force are bidding on their name and say they are the #1 HRM alternative to BambooHR. So you're definitely seeing BambooHR as a competitor and maybe as a category leader. We'll see about that. But also we can see that there's information on BambooHR. We can see that Envoy is also bidding with their name, not personalizing the ads as well. We can see that Slownik is also bidding with their name, saying BambooHR Alternative 2024. And then we get to BambooHR down in the field, where we can see that they say about themselves, BambooHR, the complete HR software for people, payroll, and benefits. So they position themselves as a complete HR software for people, payroll, and benefits, right? If we go now to the website, we want to see what they are writing on the website. So we saw that they say they are a complete platform for 3 different stuff. When we go to the head section of the page, usually when we see how they position themselves, they say 1 easy to use platform for everything in HR, 1 for all, right? That's their positioning. Usually that's how the category leaders are communicating. They say simplify HR with award-winning solution for everything from hire to retire, right? A little bit too buzzy, I don't know, but if I don't know who they are and I'm coming to the website, okay, one easy to use platform for everything in HR. And they are also showing us hiring, onboarding, HR data and reporting, payroll and time, benefits administration, employee experience, and performance manager. So they'll give you all of these things, and they do all of this stuff. You can see then some screenshots from the tool, so you can actually see how it's working. I like that a lot. You can see that from startups to enterprises, 34,000 businesses use BambooHR, and you can see some of the logos that amplifies the trust. And you need to actually schedule a call to see the demo, right? You cannot actually see the tool. Okay, so that's one. Now where we are going, so we can see we want to check out HiBob. So when you type in the Google HiBob, what's happening? We can see that HiBob is bidding on their brand name. So BambooHR didn't do that. HiBob is bidding on their name, meaning they want to protect their name because maybe some other companies are bidding on their name, right? How they're positioning themselves. HiBob, the best HRIS today, keep talent, prevent attrition. Bob's advanced analytics lets you easily track important KPIs and impact on business goals. So a little bit different than BambooHR, right? We're going to see how it is on the website, but what's important here to see is anybody else bidding on their name. PeopleForce are also bidding on their name, as where they did on BambooHR. HiBob pricing comparison. They are using actually pricing comparison, so they compare their prices to the HiBob. ClickUp is also bidding on them. I guess that's just one more category for the ClickUp. It's not that important because it's not HR, but it's also work management tool. As HiBob has tracking KPIs and all these kind of things. But here we are to the actual positioning and messaging of the HiBob. They say award-winning HR system for all of your HRIS needs. Say hi to the HR tech that connects employees and inspires belonging. Ensure your people feel included and connected is critical when your team is VFO, VFH, etc., etc. Let's go to the website to see what actually happens. When we come to the website, you can see that it's a different feel than the one BambooHR has. They say modern HR for modern business. They are positioning themselves differently. They don't say we are the one for everything and for everybody. We said modern HR for modern business. The HR platform that powers productivity, engagement, and retention. So they are focused more on the goals you want to achieve using them, right? They are using Capterra and other reviews to increase the trust. You can also see how the platform is working, which is great, different than the HiBob, than Bamboo. So they're showing you through the video. So you can actually see some of the things. There are also logos, modern, fast-growing global business, love Bob. And they are showing who those businesses are, among others, Levi9, out of the famous or companies that I know, VaynerMedia, and so on and so on. And you get a chance to take a tour. But what's interesting, touring, you need to add your email and surname. Your name and email, sorry. So yeah, that's about that one. And let's look another one that I wanted to look, and then we'll go to the Similarweb to actually compare all these things and analyze them. It's Personio, right? We can see that PeopleForce are also bidding on them, which is actually a good tactic. If you are new to the market, you already have the companies who have a tracking. So what you can do, you can go ahead and bid on their name to actually get the first traction. So that can be a good thing. Just so you know, and you think about those things. That's one of the option to use. So PeopleForce HR software, all-in-one HR software. So they are not comparing the prices as they did for HiBob, or they are not saying that they are alternative to Bamboo as they did for the others. If we look at PeopleForce and what they have wrote in their ads, we can assume that maybe BambooHR is the category leader here. But let's see, ClickUp is also bidding here, and what we can see that Personio says about them: unlock the power of your people. They are focusing on the people. Personio is all-in-one HR software solution for companies from 10 to 2,000 employees, powering over 1 million people worldwide. Book your free demo today. Let's see what they're saying on their website. So intelligent HR starts here. So they're talking to the HR and getting, those who are claiming, we know what they're doing. They're claiming for them inside the messaging. I'm not going to go into how they are positioning themselves in messaging, because if you go there, I think all of them can do much better, but it doesn't matter. Personio actually did much better in the Google feed than here on the website. So say good to manual workflows, inflexible tools, and constant guessworks with the intelligent HR platform. Book a demo today or take a product tour. If you want to take a product tour, they're actually showing you how it looks like. Okay, which is interesting. So you can actually go and check out the tour. Great, much better than any of the previous two companies, right? Or different. It doesn't need to be better. Okay, so what I like also, you can see how they use visuals here, and also logos are here to increase trust. The only HR tool you will ever need. Bold claim, but okay. Give me a second, and we'll go to Similarweb and analyze all these companies. Yeah, Yasmina asked, why don't you Google incognito tab profile, Google rank base of your activities? Of course, I didn't have any activities related to that, and I'm using this just so I can share my screen here, right? I cannot actually do it in incognito mode, which is related to the restream and all this other stuff. So they're just practicality, nothing else. I would usually Google in incognito mode. But even in incognito mode, it's not incognito anymore on Google, just so you know that you always get those trackers. So yeah, another information. Privacy is overrated. Okay. So let's get into the Similarweb. I'm going to start with, for example, BambooHR. Let's go worldwide. Give me a second. I need to get out of this, which is interesting. And let me add HiBob here, and I'll add Personio. Okay, it can be BambooHR digital platform. Okay. So as you can see, Similarweb is has a lot of stuff inside it. It's actually interesting because I'm now getting into the pro plan, but that wasn't the plan. But it doesn't matter. Let's do it. So on the left side, when you enter it, you can see that you can go from the dashboard, but then competitive trackers. You can check analytics. You can check web category analysis, different website segments. You can track the keywords, backlink analytics, site audit, all these other stuff. But you can also analyze the market demand and conversion analysis, which is kind of interesting. So if we go and look at BambooHR, let me just remove some of the things. Okay. So you can connect it with your Google Analytics account, but I'm going to use just Similarweb for now. So we are comparing BambooHR with okay, you can see the screen. Yeah, perfect. I don't see the comments while I'm sharing this, so I'll try to go into it from time to time and to see if there are comments, but feel free to comment anytime. I'll try to answer all the questions. So first, we look at the traffic and engagement. I don't put that much emphasis on this because let me do it monthly. I usually go and like to go in further, but let's focus on a monthly. 3 month is like a sweet spot that I like to look at. So especially now when it's time around the new year and all these things, you can see the visits month over month. You can see the visit duration. You can see the bounce rate. I want to show you also what are some alarms to check out and to see. Don't blindly accept the numbers and follow all of them. For example, visits, okay, you will see how it ends up, who's got more visits and what's happening. But don't look at the specific numbers. Those are not like the real numbers from the company. If it's connected with G-Analytics, then sure. But you don't have the G-Analytics for all the companies, right? So visit duration is something that I don't like to look as a relevant number. Why? Because all of these companies, most of the SaaS companies actually have the login to use the tool over the website. So even their customers are coming to the website and logging in to start using it. So it all gets into these numbers. Maybe not for all of them, but sometimes yes. So I would focus on that. Pages per visit. Yes, that's an important metric, and if it's around 3, usually it tells us that they focus on closing the demand, meaning on search, on writing blog posts, on content for the website, right? So that's something to think about. Device distribution from the desktop, meaning a lot of people are logging in, as I told you, to use the tool. It's always happening like that. So you can see every stat basically that you will look at in Geoanalytics. You can see it here as well, and you can track it, so you know how it goes from time to time and how are you compared to the competitors. When it comes to the traffic share, you can see the comparison, right? So BambooHR is the leading one when it comes to all the traffic there is out there. So it gets 81.65% of the traffic when we compare these three companies, right? HRBob gets to the second place with around 30%, and Personio gets almost 5% of it. So this is something that is interesting and tells you immediately who is the category leader, right? BambooHR gets all the traffic. Probably it's here for the most time. They invested more than the other companies in brand, in content, in traffic, and all these things that goes along with them. Let me get you here. So it's much easier to analyze from this. You don't need a project for everything, but it's nice to see that you can track all of it. Okay, and here we are. Let's go and look at 12 months. If you have a trial, I think you can go up to 3 months, or it's a month. I don't know, but you can go and look it up. So you can see the global rank. It's obvious that BambooHR is the leader. Then we have HiBob. Then we have Personio. If you look at the country rank, sure, for US gets into the first place, but it's the same. And industry rank will tell you the same. Even in jobs and career and jobs and employment, as an industry rank, BambooHR is in the 48th place, and then the other companies don't even have the ranking. When it comes to traffic and engagement, we just look at it, but you can see obviously that BambooHR get the most of the traffic. Then it's HiBob and Personio. Engagement is also interesting. You can see that you can compare all three of them on the screen. You can see the visits, unique visit, visit duration, pages per visit, and all of these things. Visit duration, I told you that on most of these companies is much higher because people log in and then stay on the site as they use the tool. But also pages per visit. You can see that all of them are investing in content, as they have people visiting a lot of pages when they come to the website, right? You can see the bounce rate, and you can see the page views as well. Visits over time will give you kind of an interesting overview. You can see it right away that BambooHR is the leader. They have a huge amount of traffic coming from Google. Then you have HiBob and Personio. And none of these two is actually going up and against BambooHR, right? It's not investing more and climbing more. They're just probably doing something else. So let's see what is happening. Maybe they are focusing on different countries demographically, or doing something else. Then we want to look at geography, right? When we look at it, it gives us the comparison between the three, right? We can see that in United States, BambooHR gets the 96% of the group traffic, the split of it. in Canada as well, but in UK we can see that HiBob is fighting. They are getting 30% of it. Then is Nemanja as well present. But for example, in Germany, when Personio is based, Personio gets 41%. So they are the leaders over there, but others are still fighting for it. And we can go and check out all the other countries as well. So I will show you how it looks like for only a single company, but always check out the single company and compare it to what you see now when three of them are on the screen. When it comes to the marketing channels, also some things that are important here. We have direct, email, referrals, social, organic search, paid search, or display ads. What we can see here is that this company are not really investing that much into the marketing when it comes to those things that we can see and we can measure, right? So, but still, it looks like that when we compare all the three, because BambooHR is obviously over investing in Google. They have the brand, they are the category leader, so they have more than 107 millions traffic getting directly. So people know them, they already have saved the link and they get the direct traffic. The second one is HiBob, and then is Personio. If you look at the referrals, also where BambooHR is dominating, the social is where organic as well. This might seem little when you look how much is over there, but it's actually 25 millions. And for HiBob is 1.3 million through referrals when it comes to the traffic. So that's not little. It's little compared to BambooHR and compared to direct traffic, but it's actually not a small amount of traffic that is coming. So we're gonna dig further into that when we look at just one company. But what you want to do here, you want to go into all of these channels, into social, into organic, into paid, and check what's happening over there. You need to see it through your own eyes. Don't let only this report actually guide your decision. Go ahead and look through your own eyes. Are they doing actually something meaningful over there or no? Or how are they doing it, right? So think about all these things. I'm going to add the link again so you can go use Similarweb and check it out on your own for a few minutes, and we'll continue checking it out. If we go, then the next section is organic search, right? It tells us right away that Personio is in the lead with 36.49 organic searches, which is kind of interesting because that is just the search term. And I wouldn't look at top organic search here as relevant when it comes to comparing these three for a specific reason. And that single reason is because then it takes in a bulk all the keywords. And of course, BambooHR is the one dominating, so it takes over, and it seems like, all these keywords are the one who, who is important for everybody. But if you look at in a bulk for all three of them, how it's the share split, it's BambooHR, HiBob, BambooHR login. So all of those are brand names. All of these companies already are building a brand and already have established brands. So that's important to know. When it comes to the pay search, HiBob is in the lead with 3.32% paid search, just 3%. Pay attention to this. They are dominating the organic, but with advertising, they are just getting the 3%. So when it comes to top paid search terms, what are they bidding on? It's BambooHR, HiBob, again, brand names. Okay, we're going to go and look out again through this thing, but what we can check out also are the cost per click for all these things, and the volume. You can see BambooHR has a volume on 109,000 people searching Google to find them, meaning the brand game is strong. Also, the pay-per-click is 4.39%, which is pretty good. If we go down to referrals are interesting because we can see where the traffic is coming from, right? We can see and maybe use that to our advantage. We can see that where the specific company is getting the website, what's referring website to them, and then we can go back and figure out how we can also get that for us. Ad monetization, also important. Where are they showing their ads? It's also better to look for a single company. We're going to go through it, but now I just want to show you, like when it comes to the Google as an ad destination, from these three, HiBob is the one investing more into the Google ads, while we saw BambooHR has the stronger organic game. Then HiBob is betting on Discord, so they are advertising on Discord, which is kind of interesting. And remember what HiBob said for modern companies, right? So my guess is those can be maybe gaming companies, so because it's Discord, so they are over there. Now, when we are distilling the social and different traffic channels, we go and see that LinkedIn is the place when all of them are battling, which is kind of normal because it's the biggest B2B recruiting and sales platform. And we can see that all of them are there playing the game. And you can see that actually Personio here is the one who is getting the most of the traffic when we compare the three of those. I'll just gonna get back to here. Channels overview. What we saw over there, social, maybe skip it. But when you go to the social and analyze specific channels, you can see that LinkedIn is pretty important. You can see that also HiBob is getting traffic from YouTube. So those are the important channels. You want to go to LinkedIn and see what Personio is doing, what others are doing as well, because all three companies are investing over there, meaning the target audience is over there. When it comes to display advertising, you can see who are the top publishers, what's going on over there, and you can actually see that Personio is in the lead. No, scratch that. I don't know why they wrote that, but you can see that HiBob is investing in display advertising on YouTube, which is kind of interesting. They are bidding on they're bidding on Discord, on YouTube, which is where would you go and look for the modern companies, right? And you can go and check out this display ad network and all these things. So that's kind of interesting. We saw the positioning on their website. We saw how they're doing the messaging, and we can now go and we can see separate single company analysis. So that's the next thing we'll do. I saw that there is a question about the recording of this session. Yeah, funky B2B marketing podcast. There will be the video for this. Also, the same this link will stay. So you get a chance to use it as well. So let me continue and first look at BambooHR. Then we're gonna go and look at HiBob. We'll see if we're gonna go and check out Personio. So when it comes to the single company, what we can do here is we can see also how they look on Google from desktop and from mobile, which is also to get us the feeling how they look in the feed, right? So that's super important. Total visits, all these things, global ranking, we saw it, engagement overview. I'm not going to get into that. Visits over time. Actually, what Similarweb gives you, it suggests who are your competitors when it comes to the traffic, right? Sometimes they might get the right ones, sometimes not, but you actually get a chance to use some of those and to see who they're comparing you with. So, okay, geography. Now, this is kind of interesting. We don't have the comparison between the three. We have only BambooHR. So we can go and we can see more clearly where they focused, which countries are they focused on, which markets. So we can see that there's the US, there's Canada, there's the UK, India, and Philippines. So most of the traffic comes from the US, almost 50%, then it's Canada, and then it's the UK. So their focus is on the North America, and that's it for now. When it comes to the marketing channels, it's the same thing that we saw. So they're having a huge direct traction and organic search. It's actually related to all of it. We have 14% on referrals, and we have 8% on social. Everything else, they get less. They are not focusing on paid search because they're dominating the organic feed. When it comes to branded versus no branded keywords, inside it, what Similarweb tells us is that branded one are dominating, and we saw it. And if you look at the organic search term, now we don't have the mixture of three companies. We have only one, and we can see clearly that their brand name is dominating the search, meaning they already have a brand. They are the category leader. We already saw that. So when it comes to paid search, top paid search terms are BambooHR, also the name, but also interview questions, pricing, and all these things, which are kind of important. When we, what we can do further is we can check the top search ads. I'm gonna go and open them so I can show it to you. We can actually see all the ads, right? Similarweb gives us the opportunity to see and to extract all the ads. So we can actually see what they're writing their ads, right? So if you go and look at it, make your HR easier. HR can be a breeze for every employee. Choose an easier HR platform today. Powerful, intuitive software automates all of your HR so you can focus on a big picture. Specially designed package fit your needs today. You can see the way their messaging works. Right, our support heroes get rave reviews from customers with literally award-winning BambooHR is packed with easy-to-use features. You know, you can see all that is happening. You can see the volume that they have. You can see how much are they investing when it comes to the advertising, the ads, and all these things. So that's a pretty great advantage to have, right? Now let me get back to the analysis. We can check out also referrals when it comes to them. You can see top referring industries, so programming and developer software. Of course, they are a SaaS. Job and employment, they are HR SaaS. And then they have universities and colleges, government, video games, console, and so on and so on. Outgoing traffic, you can see outgoing ads, where are they going. You can see the social. Now, when we have one company, we can see that actually when it comes to the social, LinkedIn is dominating the game. Out of all the social traffic, 82% it's coming from LinkedIn. That's how LinkedIn is important. I keep repeating that. If you're following this podcast or me, you know what I'm saying all the time. display ad network. You can see also top publishers, and it's pretty interesting. You can see a lot of stuff. But let me check HiBob. We're not gonna look at Personio. I think you get it, but you see how the feel is different when you see HiBob. Modern HR for modern business. It's not we have everything and it's easy to use. It's modern HR for modern business. We know who we're going after. We know who our target audience is, and it's not everybody. They are communicating different things. Okay, when we come to them, you can see that the traffic is growing. You can see also that they are being compared to other companies. So like Figma, Notion, Zoom, Calendly, to other companies than BambooHR is. Because they are focusing on KPIs, on different things that you can measure. And they say that modern companies are focused on measuring the right things and then get the growth going. You can see that they are not focused on the US market. They are focused on the UK market. United States as the second biggest English market is, of course, the second one. And then is the Netherlands, Israel, and India. If I'm not wrong, they are from Israel. So that's obvious. When it comes to the marketing channels, we couldn't see that when we looked at all three together on the screen. So you can see that direct traffic is the one that is dominating. Meaning they also have a brand. A lot of people know them, using HiBob, using the platform. So they go directly to that. If anybody doesn't know what direct means, it means that somebody has typed in directly their name, they have saved the link, or they reject to accept the cookies, and then it counts as direct traffic. Also, organic is being huge. And if you look at it, it seems like social is only 1.27%, and it's very little. So none of these companies are focusing on creating demand. Maybe Personio is the one focusing the most on creating demand. All of these companies are focusing on closing the demand, which means they're already a demand. People are looking for those kind of tools, and they are closing the demand. When it comes to branded versus non-branded, they are also getting most of the traffic through branded keywords. HiBob, HiBob login. You see HiBob login. A lot of people are logging in directly from Google on a platform, which means that's why you don't look at it. You don't look at the traffic numbers as relevant, but also the time they spend on the website. HiBob careers as well. Paid search, let's go and check it out. What are people, what kind of ads are they actually using, what they're writing in their ads? So they say, HiBob, the best HRIS today. Unleash your HR genius moment. Bob's advanced analytics lets you easily track important KPIs and impact on business goals. See? Totally different than BambooHR, onboarding, performance, MGMT, compensation, MGMT, everything you need to improve. Then they say automate, simplify, save time, focus on analytics. Always is focus on analytics. They even have in different names depending on the country, the ads, but HR system, advanced report, time management. See, they found a gap and they are going into that gap. So that's extremely important to know. And if you're doing the competitive analysis, you want to find out how you can also find the gap where you can go and get your part of the market. Right? You don't need to focus like BambooHR is obviously the leader, so they have all the features. You want to find the one that they don't have, that nobody has, and start from that. So one problem, give one value through one feature, and then you go from that. You can see everything that we look at it. Also, LinkedIn is the main channel, but they are doing well on YouTube. So you want to go and check out what are they doing on YouTube as well. So you can see there's different channels. There's also Instagram. There's something else. They found the gap and they are focusing to go over there. Their advertising game is bigger than BambooHR, because they need to go through paid if they want to go to Google and close more demand, because BambooHR is the biggest brand and they already get the organic traffic. So all of these things are kind of interesting. And I wanted to show you how I'm doing this analysis and how you can do it too, so you can see the way you can use tools like Similarweb to kind of unlock the hidden paths and the buyer's journey, right? So those things are extremely important. And why am I actually doing this today and telling you about it is not only because I'm the brand ambassador of the Similarweb, it's because of the next thing. You have on one side to get the data from talking to the customers, right? So that's the qualitative data. And that's the data they will tell you which platforms are they using, who are they following over there, how do they go to the same platforms they are buying, or I show you the questions at the beginning. So that's one part of the equation when you talk directly to the customers. But the biggest part of the equation is using the data tools like Similarweb to go ahead and dig deeper into all the things. What are they doing on Google? What are they doing on different channels? How your competitors are behaving over there? Who's the market leader and who's the upcoming challenger that is trying to challenge the brand? What are they using to position themselves? What is their messaging? And you want to find the gaps that you can use to get easily to the market. Meaning you want to find the smaller subcategory inside the whole category to get the 20-30% of the market and go from there to expand, right? Usually what I'm telling people to go and to look at, it's 200 people that you need to go after from the start. Only 200 people, meaning you need to be scrappy, go analyze all these things and find how you can close at least one marquee customer, the customer that your other customers will care about when they hear their name. So if you are a challenger, they will have trust in that marquee customer and choose you over others because of them, because they don't know who you are. So that's not something that they can that you can work with, but they know your marquee customer. So you help them, you can surely help us. So those are the things to consider, and those are the things that you should think about. Right? So important things. We can go and check a lot more things inside the Similarweb, and we're gonna do that in the future after the holidays, when I want to show you how to analyze the market, find the market insights, follow the certain categories. You can see all the changes inside the reports for your company, for your competitors, and you can follow what's happening, because who's losing in the long term? Those who are not innovating and those who are growing only with the market. If you're only growing with the market, you're losing in the long term. What does it mean? Well, it looks like you're winning, right? The numbers are going up, but also the numbers from your competitors are going up as well, right? So the distance is remaining the same. You are all going up together. But some of them might be, or I will say surely is, innovating. And at one moment, they will just get ahead of everybody else, maybe even create the new subcategory or category and win, and you will lose. That's just how it is. I've been once on the winning side of that equation, luckily, and so how it is. The company I was working with crushed everybody else. It was not HR SaaS industry, it was procurement industry, but the competitors didn't have any idea what is going to happen. So the company rebranded, came up with with a few different subcategories, and actually won the category big, and left all the competitors in the dust. So you need to think about all these things. And so that's all that I had to say to you today. I think I'm going to do a lot more of these in 2025. Let me know, how did you like it? Any other questions that I can answer? Feel free to share this with somebody else. And, it would mean a world to me if you follow the Funky B2B marketing on any podcast platform you're using, from YouTube to Spotify to Apple, whatever it is. You can always find over there the audio and video versions. And what's important is that try to focus on giving the real value. No matter if the company is sponsoring the podcast or episode, whatever it is, try to focus on giving you the real value through that. It can be through the interview, talking with different people and sharing their insights and knowledge and experience. It can be through a solo episode when I'm talking about it, or it can be like this when I'm getting scrappy and sharing the screen and showing you how I'm analyzing things and doing actually things in real time. Because the goal of this is to give you value, but also to show that I know what I'm talking about. I've been here for a long time. I've been doing this for a long time. I also held the learning curves. I learned a lot of stuff, but I learned a lot of stuff by hitting the wall, by going through the wall, right? The obstacle becomes the way, says Marcus Aurelius, or in modern days says the Ryan Holiday, right? But I'm here to help you actually not having to hit your head and break through the wall. I'm here to help you navigate around it, under it, jump across the wall, because I've been there. I know how to do it. So I'm here to help you do all these things as well. For the end, I want to tell you, because this will be the last podcast episode in this year. Hopefully I will publish it till the end of the year, actually, on the podcast platforms. But I'm recording this on 24th of December. So if you're celebrating Christmas tomorrow, having given the Christmas Eve tonight, have a good one. Take some rest, celebrate with your family. If not, Happy New Year as well. See you. I'm not going anywhere. LinkedIn is here. Other platforms are there. Podcast platforms are also here. Take it easy. Slow down a little bit. Focus on taking a rest, and we'll see you in January when we're gonna help you again dominate the market, because that's what we do. Keep it funky, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for being here with me. I'm going to buy some comics. It's snowing outside, so it's actually very nice. And I'm going to use my time to sleep for 15 hours. That's what I would do. Cheers. Keep it funky.